Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Relax and Craft Time. Hope you all are having a nice Monday evening. Let me flip you around. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Hey there, guys. How are you all doing tonight? Ooh, we're a little crooked there, maybe. I think we're good. How are you guys? It is Relax and Craft Time, and we are going to sew our little puppy and our little kitty embroideries tonight. So here's what we finished last night. It's all dry now. We took the embroidery stabilizer off. It's all ready to go. Hey there, everyone. Hey there, Cora. And here is the kitty. So tonight we are going to sew them. I don't know if we'll get done, but hopefully we'll get close. We're going to sew them into this sort of thing. So this is an embroidery from my book. So we're going to sew two sides together like this with a little base. And I think we're going to have a little bit of fun in there. Hey there, Pam. So we're going to put a little loop in case you want to hang it on a tree or something like that. So this pattern is from my book. Oh, that's a bummer, Cora. It's every night at 9:30, so that's when we're here. So this is the pattern. I'm going to kind of follow it in a basic sense. I'm kind of just going to look at the illustrations. This is my book, Sew and Stitch Embroidery. So just to introduce myself, my name is Alyssa Thomas. I'm from Penguinandfish, where we create lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and also I'm a fabric designer. So I'm happy you guys are here tonight. If you've been joining me lately, you know that we have just finished this puppy. We finished him last night. Oh, thank you so much. One of two shoes. Here, let me click on you quick. There, I'm following you, Debbie, now. Thanks for commenting. So this guy is done. We finished all the gold and all the little beads. He's ready to go. And again, here is the kitty. Yep, I finished the puppy last night. And here's the kitty. So we are going to sew them together tonight. So I'm going to flip you around and we're going to get going. I hope we get all the way done, although I'm not positive. Oh, let me just show you some of the other things I have around here. So I have a few extra pieces of felt, because we're going to need felt for the back of it. A penny rug kit today. Ooh, that sounds fun. You'll have to explain to me. I'm not quite sure what that is, a penny kit rug. And then I have my rotary cutter and my ruler ready to go so I can cut a straight edge. And I have some ribbon that I had. I keep all my ribbon in a little bin just in case I need ribbon sometime. So if I get a present that has ribbon on, I think this probably just came from, a store maybe, but I like the green color. And then I have this ribbon as well. And I think I might put a little loop in it as well. Yeah, I keep it all. I end up using this stuff eventually. I'm not completely hoarding craft supplies. I actually do use things. So here we go. We're going to actually use things I've probably had for, 7+ years or something. Who knows? But I'm going to kind of decide what color, and I'm going to, hopefully you guys can help me decide when we get that far. So I have, I think we're going to sew on some little penguin and fish labels. I think if you make a label, and put it to your things, everything just looks more refined and professional and finished. And, I have these professionally done, my little penguin and fish labels, but you guys can, any little label, like if you just embroider a little name or anything, but I think having a label is just kind of a fun extra touch, so we'll do that as well. All right, so I'm going to flip you guys around. Oh, my thing just really doesn't like flipping, so I got to manually do it. There we go. We'll see how well the broadcast runs tonight. It doesn't seem too choppy yet, though. I see you guys' comments, and all that seems good to go. And hopefully my phone doesn't overheat, because that's usually what happens too now. All right. So the first thing we are going to do, we kind of don't have too much space here. I'm going to try and scooch all this back quick. I have my sewing machine out in a pretty compact space. A little choppy at first, but better than usual. Oh, that's good. You know what? It's always choppy at first. I don't know what the deal is. So where we want to start is we want to make a straight edge at the base of these. And we want everything So, okay, again, what we're going to do is this. We're kind of going to do a snow globe effect. So this has a base, a flat base, and then it kind of curves around the character. We're going to do a flat base, but we're going to just have like an arc around it to just follow the shape of this. So it'll look like it's kind of like a little snow globe. All right, so I'm going to start. I want 1 inch all the way around, but I'm going to start with a straight edge at the bottom. So to do that, I got my, well, this is going to be a tight spot, but I think we're going to figure it out. So I'm going to try and use these guides to, you know, nothing has to be perfect either for this, so I'm going to just kind of guess at how straight this is. It's going to all work out fine. So I just am going about 1 inch, and I'm going to cut all the way across. Oh, they would be really fun doorstops. All right, so I'm going to just discard that. So here is our baseline. And I'm going to do the dog right away, too. So I'm going to just measure exactly how this was, because I would like them to look similar. Okay, so this is just right in, it's just 1 inch. It's right under the star. No one is grading you, yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to use, all this extra fabric is going to be the back of this. So I want to make sure to keep that around close. All right, again, we're going to just go about 1 inch underneath this puppy. I think that looks fine, right? All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. So now we're pretty much done with the ruler. We really only needed it for that straight edge. Okay. What about the white? Oh, a white back for the pup. I think I'm going to do a white back for the white, but I'm going to put a red base. So this little bit at the bottom is going to be red, and on this guy, he's going to be white. So I think that's where that's going to come in. But I am going to combine the colors. I think it's just going to be on the bottom, not the front and back. All right, so I'm just going to put this on a straight edge of my ruler just so I have a point of reference. I'm actually going to go down there. So I'm going to just draw, I'm going to just sketch. You know, this doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to draw about 1 inch arc all the way around with my water-soluble marker. And then I will, yeah, I think it'll just be a little cleaner. Then I'm going to cut it out with my nice, my fabric scissors. And then we will use what I cut out here as a guide for the puppy. So I'm going to just kind of sketch. So this is about the middle, I'm thinking. Let's go about 1 inch above. You know what? I'm going to just kind of put like little inch marks all the way around here. So that's kind of a good way of doing it. So I'm kind of using these stars as an edge, and I'm just totally estimating what 1 inch is. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. The reason we want so much space around it is that we're going to have the seam allowance, so that's going to automatically make it like this, and then it's going to be on an arc, which is going to make it even skinnier. So we want this kind of flat in front, so that's why we're doing pretty big. So then when I get to the most outer bit, I want it to come straight down to my line, to my baseline here. I think this side of the inch is bigger than this side of the inch. That's okay. Yeah, I think this side's a little bit bigger. I'm going to just shrink it down a hair. All right, so I'm just sketching this in, going straight down here, and I'm going to just connect the dots. Again, we're just getting a general about 1 inch away. I didn't use a ruler, just kind of estimating. All right, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think that looks like a nice dome shade around there, shape. All right, so I'm going to just cut away. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cut 2 pieces at once. You know what? I might even use a rotary cutter. I'm gonna get a straight edge. So this is gonna be the back. I'm gonna get a nice straight edge on this right away too. So back to the ruler. I'm just lining it up on the ruler lines. I think that's more than adequate for this. Thanks for the hearts, guys. You guys are totally rad. All right. that guy's out of here. Yeah, I think we're gonna just totally do this with a rotary cutter. So I'm gonna just line it up down there. I'm gonna actually move it over because I don't want to waste a bunch of fabric on the back. I can probably use it again for something. All right, let's just go for it with a rotary cutter. The wool's kind of likes to bunch up a little, it looks like. All right, I'm gonna switch to the scissors. It's just pushing around too much. I think this is gonna be easier. Again, this is wool. It's gonna stretch and move around quite a bit, so we don't have to be perfect. Our seam allowances don't have to be perfect. And we're stuffing it with stuffing and all that, so it's gonna move around. It's pretty squishy. All right, there we go. This is the front and the back of the kitty. So I'm gonna just mark, I know this is a little overkill, but I'm gonna just mark that this is the right side. So the right side is the side that you want showing. The wrong side is, this is the wrong side. The wrong side is the part that you don't want showing. So I just put a pin here so I know that this is the right side. Just because that's what we cut them against. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy over here. Now let's get him. Oh, let's get the other. Here's the other piece of this. So this is the straight edge of it. Again, I'm going to move this over just so I don't... Well, no, I'll just do it like this. This piece is a little smaller, I think. Okay, so here we go. And now I'm going to just lay... I'm going to try and center this on the dog, and then I'm going to just use this to cut. So I just want to make sure that my sides are close enough to the dog so it's kind of centered. And this is a real quick way of doing this. All right. So I'm going to just go around here too. So I have both the front and back of the dog here. I'm rotating because I can't see over the camera. The camera's kind of right in front of me. Or the phone. My phone. So let me know what you guys are working on tonight too. It's Monday. It's more stressful to people watching. A little bit just because I haven't sewn in a while actually, and I've only done this project a couple times with totally different materials. You know, during these relax and craft evenings, I kind of am doing all things that I don't usually do and I'm not used to, or trying new things that I've never tried before. So it's all a big gamble if anything works out. And if I make a fool of myself or not is kind of like every night. All right, so here we go. How centered does that look? I think good enough. Good enough. It might be a little bit bigger over here, but that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna mark this too as the right side. Remember how we talked about project notes? Oh, kicking myself right now. Yeah, I gotta, for this project, I gotta print out more of those project sheets too. All right, so we got the fronts and backs all ready to go. All right, now here is where we're gonna cut the bottom piece, and that's where it gets a little tricky. Oh, you know what? Here, I got this. This will be helpful. So to do that, I get a piece of paper. This is just, paper I had lying around. And I'm gonna just fold it in half. So now I want to get a piece of string, and I forgot to get a piece of string, but I have this little scrap of felt from when we cut the kitty just now. So I want to cut that the exact same size as the base. So I'm going to just snip it right here. This is how I like doing this. I don't know how other people do it. So I just have a colored pencil. You don't need to use a colored pencil. I just had it within arm's reach. So what we're doing now is we want to make this base. So it's equal on both sides, so that's why I folded it in half. And we're going to cut on the fold in an arc, and then it's going to open to make this space. But to see how big this shape should be, that's why we measured the bottom of the base with here. So this is what we're going to do next. Hopefully you can still see this because it's white. I'm going to start this right at the end. And I'm going to kind of just arc it around in a shape that I think is kind of nice. So that looks kind of good. So if we double that, it'll go all the way down to here. What I'm kind of going by is I want the arc to kind of be in line. I mean, this is really getting finicky now, but like, you don't need to really do this, but I want the arc to kind of slope or like get more extreme and flat again where it's in line with the edges, because I want this to feel kind of flat. So I'm making that a little flat here, and then it swoops down. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of trace that line a little bit with my pencil as best I can. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. There, that's pretty close. So there we go. Now I'm going to take my paper scissors and cut that out. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Again, it's a little wonky, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and you unfold it, and there you go. That is going to be our base. So if you see, this is kind of the effect it'll have, you know? So that'll be the base. All right, so I'm gonna cut 2 more pieces, one white for this guy, and then one red for this guy, and we will be ready to start sewing. All our pieces will be cut. So let's see if I can fit one of these out of the scraps. Nah, it doesn't look that way. All right, what about this scrap? Oh yeah, here we go. This scrap is big enough. It's always nice to use scraps first. So I'm gonna just fit this in like right here. And I'm gonna just cut around it. I'm not gonna pin it down or anything. We don't have to be that perfect. I'm gonna actually even hold it, I think. Let me know if you guys have any questions along the way too. I'm looking at comments. It's a little more difficult to glance at them than it is when I'm just doing the embroidery, but I think I got it. This is my Ernest Wright scissors that I'm totally in love with. It's like an old dressmaking feel to it. So you don't need extra fabric for the bottom of the seams. Yeah, it's built in because this has the seams. This we haven't sewn the seams yet either, so it has enough seam there. So the seams are built into this. Oh, no problem. All right, there we got this guy. He's gonna go with the red, and then let's set him aside. Don't need any of this felt anymore, or wool. Oh, I wonder if we have enough. I'm pretty sure there's not enough in any of these scraps. Ooh, that might just fit. Oh, perfect. Great. So I didn't have to use this other piece. I brought this other piece of red felt out just in case, just because I didn't think I'd have enough of this fabric, but this barely fits, so yay. That's always nice. I mean, I'm not perfectly with the grain or anything, but I don't care. This is a little difficult. There. I do have a scissors with a flat bottom that probably would have worked a whole lot better than this, but it works fine. All right, out of here. Let's see, yeah. If someone notices they're looking too close and missing the point anyway. Oh, well, I think I'm gonna just make them into little standing guys like this. Then they can sit on a mantle, like, you know, they're self-standing because they have the base. However, I am gonna put a little loop in the top of them just in case I want to hang them on a tree at some point. So just just a small loop, not a big long one. It'll be a fat little loop. Just in case, then there's some flexibility in it. Yeah, the door stuff, I think that sounds super fun. I wonder what you'd fill it with. Just, do you think some beans or something would be heavy enough? Or, I don't know, maybe doing it with jean material or something would make it heavier. That'd be kind of a fun project, though, for sure. All right, that's good enough. I think this was from, I had this little tick. I think my fabric wasn't quite big enough. Oh, sand. Oh, then you'll want to, yeah, you'll definitely want to put it in something because that'll fall right through all the wool. All right, so we can put that aside. Don't need that anymore. And this guy's going to go here. Okay, so on to sewing, people. I am going to first sew labels onto the back, just because I think it's a nice extra touch. And, you know, now's the time. If you made a label, like you could make a label that says, you know, Merry Christmas 2015 or something like that, and sew it onto the back. I'm just going to sew this onto the back, like right here, you know, about an inch up, or a little over an inch up, so kind of like there, just so it's on the back. But I do recommend putting some sort of label on. I think it's just really nice. You can write who it's to. All right, hopefully you guys can see that okay. So this is actually my label. I cut off an end of it just because the other side has the address, so it's a hangy tag like this, but I'm going to sew it just so it lays flat. So I'm going to actually fold and pin this extra little edge. I think about there. I think we'll get this all sewn tonight. I'm going to actually use this pin right here. This will be like a finished project in the bag. That's going to be pretty exciting. All right, let me sit down. So I'm kind of sewing from a little far away, but that's okay. So I'm just going to quickly, I think I can get one more stitch out of there. Quickly go around. So this isn't a fancy machine that automatically the last stitch goes down or the needle down sort of scenario or anything like that. It is a nice old machine. Oh, it's a little blown out in the camera, but I'll show you in a sec here. Alright, snip. I'm going to just snip the top ones off. And then pull the bottom ones, so I'm pulling it through a little. It got a little jumbled here, but it's not going to matter. There, it's kind of wonkily stitched on there too, but there we go. So there is the back label. So that guy is all ready. Now let me just quickly do that for this other one. Hey, you're still scoping. Oh yes, I just started actually, so you have good timing. We are just, I finished cutting the pieces for these, and now I'm putting labels on the back. And then we'll sew the whole thing together. But yeah, I usually scope for about an hour at this time at 9:30 Central PM, obviously. Or not obviously, if you're not in the US. All right. I haven't heard this song in a long time. Ooh, I can't really reach my reverse. There we go. It feels like I haven't sewn in a while. I guess I kind of did. I did that that funny quilt that I slashed in half a few weeks ago. That might have almost been a month ago already. Maybe I've been doing this for a month already. I don't know. I'll have to check into that. But that's the last thing I've sewn. So I might leave the sewing machine out here for a little bit. Do another little sewing project or something before putting it back in the office. All right. No fancy way to snip it off with my sewing machine either. I gotta use the scissors. All right. Next, we are gonna sew the fronts to the backs. But first, I'm gonna switch thread colors. I wanna use white, because now we have the white. The machine's kind of blocking the light a little bit, so hopefully it's not, hopefully you guys can still see all right. All right, so I'm just gonna change my bobbin color to white. I have it all rolled and ready to go here. Do my best to speed through this. It might be fun to do like a beginning sewing scope sometime too. All right, putting my thread away. Then we can talk about bobbins and all that good stuff. Let's see if I can thread this around. I've probably done this a bajillion times. All right, ready to go. Oop, let's get that bobbin thread up. All right, now we're set. Oh, I'm very used to this machine. Even though I haven't done this in a while, I am very, very used to this machine, Tanya. All right, so now I'm going to put the right sides together, and again, I think we'll do a beginning class sometime. I think that'll be kind of fun. I mean, I know a little bit about machines, not as much as like really good quilters and stuff, but I know enough for beginning stuff. All right, so the front, again, or the right side of the piece, again, is the piece that you want to see when you're done. The wrong side is the back. So front and back, right side, wrong side. So here, this is the right side, this is the wrong side. We want to put the right sides together because we're going to turn it inside out when we're done. So I'm going to just line up things the best I can, and I'm going to just put a few pins in, not too many. I don't think we're going to need much. This the fabric is pretty squishy and likes to move around quite a bit. Pretty thick, so that's why I'm going to put a few in. I think that's plenty good. All right, so I'm gonna just go around with about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Again, doesn't have to be all that, doesn't have to matter all that much. So we're only gonna go around the arced edge, because remember we're gonna leave this base open because that's where we have to put the base on. So I like using my needle as kind of a guide, or my pin. I think this arc is big enough that I don't have to, I can turn it while the machine is going straight. Sometimes I have to go and I have to lift the needle up and turn it and do all this stuff, but I think we're gonna make it around just fine here. Oh, you know what, guys? I totally forgot something. Here, I'm gonna take this out quick. Okay, I stopped in the nick of time, people, because I want to put in a ribbon. a ribbon to hang it in. So I'm gonna just undo these pins for a sec so we can see. All right. So here you can see where we're starting. So here's the front and back together. But I want to put a little, where's the end of this stuff? Saved, yes. We've had a lot of those moments, haven't we? So I want to put a little, yeah, perfect timing. I mean, you know, an inch away. So I think I want to use the same for both of these. So I want to use one or the other of these. So I have this green. I kind of want to move the machine so we have better light, but maybe we're just fine. Or I have this little woven, oh, this is called something. Gosh, what is this called? This type of ribbon. It's like a cotton with that little edging. It's called something, I don't remember. Okay, twill, there we go. That's it, yes. Okay, white with, okay, so we got here I can go closer up to. So this has got some shine to it, which is kind of festive. But this has that really nice natural look to it. Okay, here we go. I need to block that sewing machine light. That's making it want to focus. There we go. And if let's get just both, oh, I forgot this back's on here. So I'm gonna just get both of these guys close up here. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this more cloth, organic-y looking one. Yeah, the twill. I kind of think so too. I mean, I do like how festive this is, but I kind of like that. I mean, if we go with green, it's going to really make it full-on Christmassy because then you got the green and white and all that. I think you guys are right. I think this is going to make it kind of have that natural, you know, primitive feel to it still. Okay. Done and done. We are going with that. So let's see. How long do we, oh, probably sew better too. Yeah, you're right. How long do we want this guy? So let's say this is over about this much. I was kind of thinking just teeny tiny like this so it doesn't overpower it. And that's kind of cute, right? It's almost like a tea cozy thing. I don't know, that's nice. What do you think about that length, guys? Just a little itty bitty tab. Otherwise we could go longer and stuff, but I kind of like it as like a teeny tab. All right, so let's just kind of see how long that is. We'll just snip a few pieces quick. Well, I suppose we don't have to. We'll just pin it down. I'm gonna just snip. I'm gonna pin them both at the same time, just so I can get them kind of equal. I'm going to just roughly snip the ends of these. Okay. I am going to pin these in place though. So I'm just going to fold them in half, and I want to put them towards the inside because when we undo it, we want them out. So we wanted it was about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And we're getting rid of 1/4 of an inch from our seam allowance, so about an inch over. And an inch, we kind of estimated that this was an inch, right? So we'll just go right up to the first little shiny snowflake. So that'll be a good measurement, then we can get both of them the same. So I'm gonna just close this up again. Oh, you know what, I did this a little upside down this time. I'm gonna put a pin in there. And now I'm going to, ooh, I lost my, here it is. Almost lost my other piece. So we're going to do the same with this guy right away. So we want the loop side facing in, and again, centered and right to where the first shiny bits are. All right. And I'm gonna just pin that on its own for now. I'll pin it in when I pin the whole piece. All right. Woohoo! Averted disaster there, people. All right. So let's repin this a little bit. I'm gonna snip these little bits off right away. Oh yeah, that was definitely close. Usually I end up unpicking the holding thing and I'm like, I usually am not that lucky. Another reason that I'm staying far away from this is that this has all the beads in it, and I don't want to accidentally get a bead. This would be actually a cute little teapot cozy. I think that'd be cute. Ooh, I kind of want to do that now. All right, I'm going to just repin this guy so it's in the front. Again, I'm just getting the ribbon in there. All right. That's fun with the wool. Oh, man. Too many ideas. That'd be fun. A little embroidered wool, little tea cozy guy. Is this centered enough? I don't know. Did I center that? Ugh. I think it's centered enough. If it's off center, we're going to live with it. All right. So I'm going to start where I left off in the nick of time. All right. Oops. Flying pins. Yep, I think so too. I mean, I like keeping little accidents and stuff like that, or things aren't perfectly lined up. I mean, that's what makes it yours, and it's those little things that the little mistakes. That's like where the handcraft comes in. I think. So I'm totally down with that. All right. All right, we're gonna just keep going with this guy. Most people don't notice besides you anyway. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna keep going with this guy just because I can use the same floss. Or the same thread, but now I'm thinking I'm gonna use red on the bottom. So that might not matter so much. I think we'll keep going. Okay. So if we want to get a peek of it right now, we can turn it inside out. Look, there's that little funny loop. So there we are so far. We'll stuff it up and everything too, but see, so we actually lost a lot of that, that big inch that was all the way around it. That's a pretty big inch there. But see, it almost all went away, and once it poofs out, it's going to be right along the edge of the piece. So then it'll sit up like a little snow globe, I think. All right, so let's try and... Ooh, we got to put it back inside out. All right. Here's where the pinning comes in. This is where it gets a little tricky. This is the only finicky part of this whole thing. Yeah, an oven mitt would be pretty dang cute too, actually. Some Christmas oven mitts. I'm gonna just trim these little threads off quick so they're not in my way. One more hiding in here. All right. Okay. So there's no right side and wrong side of this, so it doesn't really matter. But if this was a pattern side and this was the back, I would make sure that the pattern side is towards the inside. So I'm just going to kind of open it up at the edge here. I want this kind of lined up with the center part here. So I'm going to just put a pin right through that. And I'm opening up the seams like this. I'm not putting it to this side or that side. I'm just putting it flat, mostly because this is a really thick fabric and it's gonna start to be difficult to sew through. So I'm gonna actually put a pin through both of those edges. This is where you'd procrastinate for a month. Yeah, because this is where it gets a little tricky, but hey, it's not that hard, and if it finishes the piece, then it's okay. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to just take this, line it up with this edge. Another couple of pins. All right. So this is the back, which is obvious. No stitching on there. So we're going to leave a little bit open on the back because that's where we're going to turn it inside out. So we're gonna leave this for right now. I'll put a couple more pins there, but in a sec. First I wanna pin the front. So again, same thing. I'm gonna kind of just take the center and line it up with the approximate center here. If you're using a quilting weight cotton and stuff, you're gonna wanna be a hair more exact, but this, if you're using felt or anything like this, it's super forgiving. You know, this is thick fabric, but it goes through a machine like butter just because it's a big weave and it's really working. Okay, so I have the sides pinned and this side, right? Oh, hey there, Andrew, how are you? So I'm gonna just pin a few pins in the middle. So I'm just gonna, can you see still? It's kind of poor lighting. Maybe if I turn this off, there we go. That's probably a little more helpful, huh? There we go. Yeah, I can see much better now. Okay. So let me just reiterate then. So I put pins at the seam. Oh, we're gonna turn it inside out soon. So pins at the other seam and a pin right in the middle at the front. Now we're gonna fill in the spots from here to here with maybe, I don't know, two more pins or so. So you need to kind of squish it down in there. I'm gonna go right in the middle again. And then right in the middle again. So this is a lot of pins, but it's okay. It's better to hold all the stuff in here. All right, again with the other side. We'll go a little faster for the puppy. So some pins in the middle. You know what? You can stitch this all by hand too. And if you stitch this by hand, it would be probably a little less intimidating. So now I'm gonna go up on the back a little. You'd be proud of me, I scoped from this. Oh, you did! Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll look it up after we're done here. Oh gosh, it was so beautiful yesterday. Oh, the stone arch is so awesome. We were there this early fall. Yeah, I mean, you know what? And hand stitching is all fine. I actually considered hand stitching this tonight instead of doing it on the machine, but I had the machine out here and I kind of wanted to use it again, so I'm doing it by machine. This is perfectly legitimately done. Just look at my name on catch. Okay, for sure. I will look there for sure, Andrew. Yay, that's so exciting. All right, guys, so now we are gonna sew. I got it all pinned on here. And yeah, this is where it can get funny, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, so I'm gonna start at one edge of this opening and go all the way around here, and we're gonna go nice and slow, and hopefully it goes okay. Yes, pinpoint accuracy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this as the top, but I just wanna watch what I'm doing at the bottom and keep moving things around. Yeah, a little porcupine. Alrighty. And again, if this doesn't come out perfect, it's gonna be just fine. This is super forgiving, this fabric. All right, I'm gonna start at that first pin. I'm gonna take it out. I don't know if you guys can see, okay. Focus down here, guy. There we go. So I'm just slowly going around and pulling the pins as I go. And I'm shushing the bottom out of the way as I go too. And we're just gonna go all the way around. I don't wanna get any of that front sewn into here. Has it been 24 hours yet for it, Andrew? Because I'll watch it tonight when we're done. I can look at catch though too. Oh, bummer. Okay, I will look on catch when we're done here. I'm pretty sure I'm following you. Oh, there, now I am. I turned off my notifications for Periscope because I've been following so many people. And it's so distracting when I'm trying to get work done in the day, so I had to turn it off. I'll turn it back on sometime again, I think. All right, I'm still going around, and I'm almost to the other side. I'm just going over that second seam. All right, and we are at our second pin here. I'm gonna just backstitch it a little. Oops. All right, and that is it. Let me snip. All right, so we sewed all the way, oh, let me turn this off again so it gets in focus. Sewed all the way around the base, and now we have the hole to turn it inside out as well. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna quickly clip into this edge. So to reduce bulk, because when we turn this right side out, it's gonna get all bulky, like it's gonna all get bulked up like that. So to reduce that bulk, you just cut little notches out on all the curves. And with this wool, it's not completely necessary. Yeah, what's your guys' take on landscape versus vertical? I'm kind of curious. I'm still kind of torn at what I like best. Right now this works fine because I can have all this distance put together. In theory, you know, you like vertical. I think vertical is what Periscope is inherently used for, except for now with Apple TV. Periscope's on Apple TV, and that, you know, you'd want horizontal for. Doesn't matter to me much. Oh, did I just flip to landscape? Oh, am I in landscape now? Oh, here. Am I still in landscape? Yeah, let me know if I'm still in landscape. Okay, I think that can change if I flip to the ceiling. Oh, it's better? Okay. All right, so I just clipped the edges a little bit. And I suppose I'll do it at the base too. A couple little snips in here. Great, thanks guys. That's funny that I can't tell on my side. I would think that I'd be able to tell, but I guess not. All right, we're turning it right side out. So I'm gonna just stick, to help me turn it right side out, I'm gonna just stick a pen in here. That'll help push out the seams. All right, there's the cute little base. So here we are so far. I think I might just finish this guy, and then we'll just call it a night with this guy finished, and then I'll just we'll finish up the puppy tomorrow night. All right, so I have some stuffing here. Here's a whole massive bit of stuffing. I've had this stuffing for a long time. You can just get it from this is from recycled, what is this? Is this the recycled bottle kind? I'm not quite sure. I think this was made out of old plastic bottles, but I'm not quite positive. So I'm just gonna start stuffing. You don't want a ton of stuffing all at once. You just wanna go little by little. I'm gonna start just getting it in there right away. I like poofing it up a little bit. Ooh, the hearts look like an Andes mint with the green and the chocolate ones together. I haven't had an Andes mint in years, probably. Those used to be my favorite. Oh no, a blue one. No, it's not Andes mints anymore. It's chocolate with little grapes and mint and stuff in it. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Kind of. You know what? I'm trying to eat healthier, so we usually have a chocolate bar hiding around here, but we don't anymore. So I don't know. Cravings. Chocolate cravings. I haven't had mint in a long time. I love, well, you know, mint in like candy. That used to be my favorite too. All right, so you can see this actually takes a lot more stuffing than you'd think. It depends how poofy you want it to. So this is what it's looking like so far. Oh, I think I'm gonna really like this. Oh, I was gonna do maybe I'll do that with the puppy. I was gonna sew a little dart in here. Well, never mind. I don't need to deal with that. So it stands better, but I think it's gonna stand just fine. Use a bigger piece. Get out of here, sewing machine. Almost there. Ooh, that might be too big. So I'm going to stitch this shut by hand, and I'm going to use a ladder stitch to do that. So I'll show you how I close my plush guys. So, I don't have the right tools here. That's okay. I'm just gonna move this around with my fingers. Sometimes I'll move it around with a pin. Wow, it did take a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more in yet too. It's in there pretty good. I mean, it's a kind of solid. But I want it to stand up, and I think that'll be helpful. I think this will be the last of it down here. Huh, maybe not. Kind of squishes together. This is pretty stretchy fabric too. Oh, I think, guys, we might be cutting out. So, here it is if we cut out. Okay, oh wait, did we stop? Okay, are you guys still there? It's really choppy on my side.